Hey everyone, this is Kelly Scanlon, the Director of Environmental Policy and Research at IPC. IPC is the Global Trade Association for Electronics Manufacturing Supply Chain members. Hey, it's what's today? April 1st. So this is not an April Fool's joke. I wanted to get some information out to you guys and I hope that you can help out. So this is a quick hi and a quick request for your help in completing a questionnaire on PFAS uses in electronics. The questionnaire is due on Friday, the 16th of April. So you've got a few weeks and I'm really hoping that you can help out. IPC's been engaging on trying to understand PFAS uses in electronics, and this would be in electronics other than semiconductors. So back in July, IPC did a screening study. In August of 2020, we completed a peer review of that screening study, and now we are looking to assist in gathering information from you guys, the industry experts, to support a questionnaire. This questionnaire is coming from EU authorities who are preparing a joint restriction dossier or joint restriction proposal for PFAS. So it's really important now to engage with data and information on identity, uses, the environmental, economic, and social impacts associated with these PFAS uses in electronics, and then any sort of information that would help estimate the impact of a PFAS restriction in Europe. When IPC did their screening study, we determined based on existing literature and known uses that PFAS chemicals are used in wires and cables, in particular fluoropolymers like PTFE are used because of the properties that they impart to the cables and wiring covers. We also saw that fluoropolymers are used in some printed circuit boards, again, because of those characteristics that they impart, and they are mainly being seen in high frequency and microwave applications. So PCB is used in those more specific, unique applications. We also see that PFAS uses pop up in other electronics. And so it's important that we bring attention to these PFAS uses, in particular these fluoropolymers like PTFE, and why they're used, the functions they impart. Again, what do we know about the essential or essentiality of these chemicals, if they're used in processing or manufacturing, anything on the emissions associated with these and other environmental impacts. Again, if there's alternatives available. And so this is important now. Why should you participate? By participating, you can make sure that the electronics industry's uses of PFAS are not being overlooked, and that any sort of restriction process would be inclusive of these electronics uses. And if there's a need for some sort of exclusion from a restriction, that is justified and documented. So how do you participate? There is a link here to a survey. And when you click on that link, it takes you to a survey that looks something like this. And this survey is 65 questions long. The results go directly to the consultant, Royal Haskoning DHV, who's the contractor for this study. So IPC will not receive the results. Royal Haskoning has assured everyone that the results go directly to them and they would be anonymized and otherwise maintained to protect confidential business information. Some of the questions are dedicated or aimed at the energy sector, but there are also those dedicated for the electronic sector, so stay focused on those. And some of the questions require some supplemental information, and so we'll be sure to share the supplemental Excel worksheet that they want you to complete and email back to them at this email address. The supplemental information kind of looks like this here. They're looking for specific information on identity and volumes and uses. And so this is it's a lot of information, you guys, but it's important that the electronics industry speak up as to these PFAS uses so that, again, we can have a better informed restriction process. And again, if there are exclusions necessary, that we make sure that we have the support for that. Okay, so I'm Kelly, and you can definitely reach back to me with more information. I am not the keeper of that questionnaire, but I am encouraging you to provide as much information as possible in these tight timelines. Again, the questionnaire is due back the 16th of April. Thanks, everyone.